Hello everybody, welcome to Foothill College, Spring 2017. My name is Jose Nava. I will be your instructor for this quarter for your Financial Accounting 2 class, Accounting 1B, or for Business 60, Fundamentals of Finance. Now, I'll be using the same video for both classes since the setup is very much the same, and I just want to make sure that you get a brief overview to learn how to navigate the class and how to proceed throughout the quarter. Now, as you can see right now, you're looking at the home page for Accounting 1B. If I just move on to a different screen, I will show you the same setup for Business 60. So again, there will be very little difference here. In the case of Business 60, there are a few other sort of pages here that you will not see actually. So this one right now, I have it as my instructor mode for Accounting 1B. I already have turned it into my student view, so this is what you actually see. On the left side, you will see the same features: announcements, syllabus, grades, chat, my lab, which is both classes are going to be using, something called NetTutor, people, modules, and library. I may end up adding some features as you proceed throughout the quarter, but for now, these are the ones you'll be using. Notice also that not all of these features are going to be used every week. You'll definitely be going to announcements every time you log in, and I'll be asking you to log in at least 3 times, if not daily, 3 times a week or daily, hopefully. I do send out several messages to the class, and that's the only way you actually get updated to what's going on. I also send out an agenda for the week each Monday, and so those kinds of announcements are important because they let you know what is going on. And many times when people do not actually read the announcements, they just miss information that is probably crucial to your grade at the end of the day. Syllabus. There will be another video actually for reviewing the details of the syllabus. So for now, I'll leave that alone. Grades. You will be going to grades throughout the quarter to keep up with what's going on in the class. If I actually click on that, you will note that you're giving all the graded components for the class. There seems to be many, but it's not as bad as it looks. I'll later explain each component of the grades in the syllabus video. But to just keep track of your grade, come to your grade book. You might want to sort by assignment group, and that's what I'm doing at the moment right there. Let's see, it's coming up. There you go. And so you will see that it sorts by category. So now you have the attendance check-in component of your grade. Actually, this will change to 1. I have to go change that to 1. The reading checks, which in Business 60 they're called actually quizzes, and these are very simple grades or assessments, I would call them, that sort of just checks that you are reading the textbook. Very simple actually. And then there will be some homework assignments. And so each class is set up similarly. There will be some midterm exams and then a final. At times there will be also a project, maybe a case study. I have to decide in the next few days, what I will be doing for your class. And then there will be these CPs. CPs is basically class participation. There will be 3 of them for each week. You can post in any of them, and you just sort of satisfy that part of your grade for the week. Obviously, the more you post, the more you engage with the class, the better for you and for your classmates and for me. Here's the one for questions regarding the case or the project if it's assigned. There's one area where you can do student lounge and other things here that are not really graded, but you can actually use. But basically, this is how you keep track of with your scores, and you will notice eventually that some of these are going to be dropped based on the syllabus. So they will show here as grayed out components. The chat feature, you can use it for yourself if you wish, on your own, for your own maybe projects or for your own homework discussions with your classmates. My lab, both classes are going to be using my lab. And when you first go in here, you won't have an account active. To actually sign up for my accounting lab, you will need to go through these initial links. You just choose one of these and you'll be able to register into the right section, basically almost automatically. You will need the your access code if this is the first time you're using my lab, and you will not need the course ID, which is the normal way you do it. Since we have a Canvas-based class that is linked directly to my lab, you don't need the course ID, and you find out as you go through the registration process. But there will be another video that explains that part of the class. Eventually, when you're done with that registration process, it will look like this instead. And at that point, actually, you will not see these links for the instructor part, but you will see these links over here, and you'll be able to just go in directly if you wish. Now, some of the assignments in here are already embedded into the module, so you don't have to actually even come here unless you want to go to the tool itself. But the modules will include or already link the quizzes and the exams and the homeworks from within each of the modules. NetTutor is a tool that is useful in the sense that I'm going to go to my instructor account to see what it looks like. That is used for various classes, and as you'll see, right now I'm in my student mode, so they don't allow me to go through here. But it's basically a way to get some help by a company that is third party to us. You can go there if you wish. You also have available tutors at Foothill from Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the STEM Center lab, and I will send out an announcement later on that point. People will be the place where you look, you find the roster for the class and also groups. So if there's any group assignments, I will place the groups in here, and eventually you'll get an announcement to that effect. And finally, well, there's library resources you can use for the class, but I don't assign anything from there directly. Modules. Now, modules look like this. In fact, I'm going to go back to home to show you that you can access the modules either from that link on the left side or from the front page here, the home page. As you can see, for Actg1B, I have all 12 weeks already linked to the respective modules, and it shows you basically the main components of the work for that week, for each of the weeks here. This is Actg1B. If I go to 1 to 60, again, same setup. As you can see, you can actually look at what it looks like for both classes. I'm gonna have to remove this maybe because this is for accounting. I may, there's some things here that I borrowed from a different class. In any case, let me go back to 1B, and let me just say that before I go into the modules, that there will be certain parts of there will be this section in the home page where I will be showing some information that is basically vital for each week. It will reflect certain things that come from the calendar, but at times I will put in here something that is, maybe something urgent, maybe something that has to do with the class or with the calendar or other things that relate to the class or even the college. So always, obviously, when you log in, go to announcements, and then also look into this section. Now, every week beyond the first couple of days, you will come in and hopefully understand that you will have to go into the modules. So when you click into modules, you actually, or to these links or to the left side, you come here to this part. Notice that the first module here is for week 0, meaning basically the orientation module. You'll go into in sequence and go in sequence through each of these pages. The only one that requires you to do something here, it will be this one, check-in posting, which is basically a little brief bio for everybody to see who you are, very brief. You can reply to that posting. And once you do that, you would have contributed. When that happens, then you're able to then move on to the next page. Otherwise, you won't be able to move or continue in the module. Let me go back. Notice that if I actually then try to move on to the week 1 module at the moment, I won't be able to, because I haven't really posted anything myself into this check-in posting. So that means that as a prerequisite, I haven't met it yet. So it's grayed out, I cannot access it. So you have to go back and make sure you contribute and go through all of these pages before you're able to move on to the next module. Last thing I'll say about the orientation here is that you will have some videos here that you are going to be able to see. Not all of you don't need to see it or view these videos if you already know how to work through Canvas or through MyLab. But do so as you need it. This page here will include some videos that I created, including this one, that shows you how to navigate the class. And then down here, you have a Q&A discussion forum for the orientation if you have questions about the orientation itself. And then finally, there's also a virtual office hours discussion thread here. This is for use throughout the quarter if you have questions about the class. This is sort of my office hours type of discussion. Then let me move out of this, this view. Let me go back to my instructor view to show you the modules as you will see them once you navigate appropriately. And so now you see what the modules look like. Notice again I have an overview for the class, and this actually I think it applies the same way to Business 60. If I go to that page, you'll see there's some info about what is due for each class, which is the same thing as you'll get in the announcements for the week at the beginning of each week. And also it reflects obviously what's already in the class calendar, which controls every due date, regardless of what due dates are shown anywhere else on the site. There are other things that you might navigate to here, and eventually once you do that, you move on to the next page. Next page will show you, in most cases for Actg1B, the chapter, lesson, and homework review. So what that means is that you get some lecture notes that I created along with the notes that I get from the publisher. So there's a combination of the author's notes and my own thoughts about some of the areas in the chapter. For Actg1B, and actually for Business 60, I already created some external lecture notes using a Google site. So you will have these links that will navigate you outward into that Google site that includes some of those lecture notes that I created out here. So when you navigate out here, you can simply just go through each of these links to see what has been included for each learning objective. LO means learning objective, and so you can see there's actually some videos. Now keep in mind that for these videos to be viewable, they come from MyLab. You need to be logged into MyLab, either through Canvas or externally. You can actually go to the MyLab on your own, but regardless, you need to be signed into MyLab with the same browser, so that link here then would work. Otherwise, you can just go directly to MyLab and search for the video yourself and view it that way. They're not required. They're just additional ways to get the information aside from reading your textbook. Same setup for Business 60. There's also a homework review. Same Google site includes answer keys to the assigned and to also the unassigned problems. And so I also